What's up, Guardians? Profane here. Thanks for checking out the video. Bungie just made the best solo arc build for Warlocks so much better. Season of the Deep brings a lot of changes to Destiny 2, including a new seasonal artifact called the Repulsor Regulator, and this introduces several new arc-themed mods, including Amped Up, Electric Armor, Lightning Strikes Twice, and Thunderous Retort. The addition of these mods will contribute heavily towards the re-emergence of ARC builds in the current sandbox. And there's one in particular that I'm extremely excited about for this season, the Stormcaller Warlock with Necrotic grips and the handy-dandy Osteo Striga. The combination of Osteo Striga and Necrotic grips has been insanely overpowered for a very long time, and with the seasonal focus shifting back towards ARC, this combination is going to be even stronger. The Necrotic grips comes with the intrinsic trait called Grasp of the Devourer, which emits poison that damages your enemies over time, and when those enemies die, the poison gets spread to nearby targets. This effect gets amplified with the use of Osteo Striga, and since poison final blows refill and overflows Osteo's magazine, this combination can be very deadly in any level of content. We're combining the Necrotic grips with the Lightning Surge melee attack. After sliding, activating your charged melee causes you to blink forward, smashing into your enemies and releasing a lightning strike that jolts all targets within a 4-meter radius. With the Necrotic grips equipped, this will also emit the poisonous effects to your enemies, causing them to have a double dose of jolt and poison. Since we're using Electrostatic Mind whenever we defeat jolted or blinded targets, or defeat enemies with arc abilities, ionic traces will get generated, and when collected, we will become amplified. While amplified, our movement speed and weapon reload speed will be dramatically increased. When collecting ionic traces, you will receive 12.5% grenade and melee energy, and 15% class ability energy. Becoming amplified will trigger several of the new seasonal artifact mods. So let's go ahead and take a look at what these bring to the table. First off, Electric Armor. This mod doubles the duration that you'll stay amplified. And then there's Amped Up. When you are amplified, you receive a 25% bonus in damage resistance, similar to that of Spark of Resistance. This will be a key mod to use to help with survivability throughout the endgame of Season of the Deep. We also get Lightning Strikes Twice. This is more beneficial towards arc builds that revolve around grenades, but since flashbang grenades can stun unstoppables, it will be a great mod to use with this build. After throwing any arc grenade, you gain increased grenade regeneration for a short time. Arc final blows extend the duration of this benefit, allowing us to have a near infinite source of grenades to throw. And then there's Thunderous Retort. This will be an especially beneficial mod when it comes to boss DPS, as it provides a 30% increase in super damage when you cast your super while critically wounded. We're currently using Chaos Reach, one of the highest DPSing Warlock supers currently available, and with an additional 30% output being tacked on, this build is going to be downright nasty this season. The Repulsor Regulator provides one more key component to this build, as the authorized melee mod is available, which reduces the armor cost of melee associated mods down to 1 energy. This allows us to equip hands-on, heavy-handed, and melee kickstart for just 1 energy each. I really like the combination of melee kickstart with the Necrotic grips and Lightning Surge, as running 2 melee kickstarts alongside charged up and stacks on stacks can provide us with as much as 50% melee energy that's regenerated as soon as we perform Lightning Surge. Stacking this on top of the energy that we'll get from ionic traces, we'll have a near endless supply of charged melees to perform. In terms of arc fragments, we're going with Spark of Feedback. This provides a 70% increase in melee damage after being hit with a melee attack. This affects the damage output of our non-charged melee and Lightning Surge. We're also using Spark of Resistance, which provides a 25% damage resistance bonus when at least 3 enemies are within 15 meters. This will get stacked on to the damage resistance provided by Amped Up, providing us with 50% resistance in total. We're using Spark of Amplitude, which is going to generate orbs when we rapidly defeat enemies while amplified. Orb generation will be crucial towards fueling melee kickstarts and regenerating our abilities. And since Electric Armor is going to extend how long we stay amplified, we should be able to create a ton of orbs. We're also using Spark of Beacons. When amplified, Arc Special Weapon Final Blows will blind nearby targets. We're using this fragment because of how well it synergizes with Arc special weapons, like the Trinity Ghoul, the Cold Heart, the Path of Least Resistance, and the Forbearance Waveframe Grenade Launcher. Alternatively, Spark of Recharge will be the fragment to choose over top of Spark of Beacons, as it regenerates your melee energy faster when you become critically wounded. I'll leave a more thorough breakdown of each of the armor mods that we're using for this build later in the video, and you can also find a dim link for this build in the description below. But we are using the hands-on helmet mod, so that melee kills will generate super energy. We're also using Arc Siphon mods, so that our Arc weapons will generate orbs, which will in turn fuel our armor charges. We're using Heavy Handed to create additional orbs off of charged melee kills, and we're using 2 melee kickstart mods, which we spoke of before. Charged Up will provide us with a total of 4 armor charges that can be active at once, and Stacks on Stacks will provide 2 armor charges when collecting an orb instead of 1. For leg armor, we're going with Better Already, which is going to trigger health regeneration after collecting an orb. And we're also using Invigoration, which is going to grant 10% melee energy whenever we collect an orb. For class item, we're using the Outreach mod, which is going to regenerate melee energy when we cast our Rift. And we're also using the Reaper mod, so that any weapon kills after casting a Rift will generate an orb. And lastly, we're using 1-2 Finisher. This serves more as a backup for regenerating melee energy, as performing a finisher while you have at least 3 armor charge stacks will fully restore melee energy. Between our selection in fragments, artifact mods, and armor mods, we should effectively be able to regenerate all of our abilities remarkably fast, perform lightning surges consecutively, and deal out an insane amount of DPS against champions, mini-bosses, and bosses. There's a lot of powerful builds for Stormcallers in Season of the Deep. The Fallen Sunstar will be fantastic. The Geomag stabilizers can really benefit from the addition of Thunderous Retort, and the revisions being made to the Mantle of Battle Harmony and Sanguine Alchemy can certainly have a big impact, but the one build that excels above the rest this season will be the Necrotic Grips in combination with Lightning Surge. So if you haven't given this amazing build a try yet, then now is the time to do so. And with that being said, I wish you all the best of luck throughout Season of the Deep. Let me know what builds you're excited for, and let me know what build you'll be running throughout Season of the Deep. Thank you as always for checking out today's video. If you enjoyed and found it helpful, then be sure to hit that like button below along with the subscribe button if you're new. Both are greatly appreciated and both really do help support the channel. And until next time, Guardians, this has been Profane, wishing you all some happy hunting.